Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you guys how to play Fiora top lane in Season 11. I'm going to be explaining everything about Fiora, and at the same time we are also going to be watching a specific player. His name is Bad Lulu. This guy is a challenger on the EWest server, has about 985 LP right now, and Fiora is one of his main champions. So with that being said guys, let's just get into this game right away, and I'll be explaining like a lot of important stuff. Now, first of all, guys, the runes that this guy is currently running is Conqueror as the main keystone. Then he also has Presence of Mind with Bloodline, Last Stand, Biscuit Delivery because you know Fiora uses a lot of mana because of her Qs, and of course the Magical Footwear with attack speed, AD, and Magic Resist. He also takes a Doran Blade as his starter item against Fiora, which against Rumble, which is a pretty aggressive starter item. Honestly, guys, if you're playing in a poking matchup, go for Doran Shield. If you play into like a matchup such as like Rumble, you can go both. You can go either Doran Shield or Doran Blade. Usually in melee matchups, you just want to go Doran Blade. Now, as far as the skill order, this guy is maxing his Q first, then maxing his E as second, and then maxing his W as last. And now, as for the build, in the new season, Fiora actually has like a very similar kind of build like the season 10. So you want to go for a Trinity Force into like a Hydra, and then depending on like what you play against, you might want to like swap around the item sets a little bit. Specifically, this guy, he's running the Trinity Force with the Hydra build, and it's working out pretty well. Okay, so now as for the Fiora against Rumble matchup, generally the pre-6 in this matchup is can be quite tough because of course Rumble's gonna like poke out a lot through his Qs. However, this matchup is definitely favored for Fiora, especially around level 6. Because around level 6 is when Fiora gets her ultimate. Once she procs that, she can just heal like twice as fast. It's quite easy to like proc the ultimate on Rumble, like hitting all the vitals and everything once you get there. So around level 6 is definitely like the power spike in this matchup for Fiora. But one thing that you'll want to keep in mind is that Fiora is really weak in this matchup in the pre-6. Like unless Rumble makes like a huge mistake, it's definitely favored for Rumble right now. So whenever you play Fiora, it really depends on like what you're going to be playing against. Oh, this guy's like playing super aggressive here. Very good shot from him. Now, guys, just a few things to keep in mind about Fiora. Like, for instance, in terms of vitals, once you actually get like a really good vital on your opponent, right? And you want to be able to proc it. Believe it or not, if your opponent gets out of range from the vital, it's going to disappear and then reset. So make sure like if you ever have your opponent and you have like a really good vital and you want to proc it, make sure that they don't really get like too far out of range, because they could just reset if they want to. They could just walk back if they want to. Generally, you want to keep this in mind when you play Fiora. A really smart high elo player would know that a vital like can be reset by going out of range, so you could play around it. Now, as far as this matchup goes, like Rumble, like mentioned before, is just really strong in the early game. It really comes down to like playing safe. You either want to have the lane frozen around here, just so you can hit your Qs a lot better, but you also want to like freeze on this side of the lane as Fiora. Just so that your jungler can actually like gank your lane in a lot easier way, right? One huge advantage that Fiora has besides outscaling this champion like after level 6, it's the fact that like, oh wait, wow. Wait, what did I want to say again? Wait. Oh yeah, one thing that like Fiora like has a huge advantage for is the fact that she actually has like a lot of mobility in this matchup, which makes it a lot more easy in certain situations. This is where Fiora can get the kill, actually. If he gets a flash Q off with an E into... Yeah, like that. Nearly got it. If he'd done that, like if he actually played that slightly more flawless, he could have actually had the kill on Rumble. Either way, the jungler's going to come in right now and actually take it. So like I've mentioned before, guys, you just want to respect a matchup like this one. This Fiora does play it out like very well, though. However, the jungler is currently coming in, which is currently like cleaning this up right now. So generally in these kind of matchups, mainly what you want to focus is about freezing the wave on your end, right? Your side of the turret. This is mainly because it simply allows you to trade a lot more easy. It allows you to set up the lane for a gank a lot more easy too. And it makes the pre-6 like just twice as easy. Especially in a matchup like this one, where it's kind of like based all about like outscaling. This is the best way to go. Now the TP of Fiora makes a lot of sense because she has to like reset the wave right now. Otherwise, she's going to be missing like a lot of XP. This had to be done in order to reset the lane. Otherwise, she would just miss the entire wave. Now, as far as the first item, this Fiora player in specific likes to actually rush the Trinity Force as quickly as possible. His first item is a Heartbound Axe, which is a really good item. 80 attack speed. Attacking units grants like 20 movement speed for 2 seconds. Kind of like the old page. The old page. Now that Fiora has actually got to level 6, the matchup is kind of going to change right now. The further that Fiora gets into the game, the more easy it's going to get, right? Especially when she eventually like gets the Trinity Force, the more items she gets, the easier she can also proc the the ultimate once she actually uses it. This is a very, very important item for Fiora because besides giving like AD and attack speed, this item also provides movement speed, which is very useful for, allowing yourself to position yourself so you can actually hit the Qs, so you can hit the ultimate and like go all around. Very important, guys. Now you can clearly see like in the way how this guy's like playing out the lane. He's definitely like keeping himself safe throughout the lane. Just like I've explained before about like freezing the wave. This guy is using it to his max potential. Also allowing it to be in a safe spot. Just specifically for Graves so he could get like anytime soon. Rumble doesn't really have like any kind of disengage. Can't really move away that easily except from using the ultimate. He does have a W which does provide movement speed, but then again, like Rumble does not necessarily like have any good tools to run. So once you have the wave here, it's gonna make things easier. Now what's gonna surprise me is like, where's Rumble going right now? I think he's probably resetting. Before Fiora had to go back, she obviously did have to reset the lane. If she kept the wave in this position and she would go back to base, it would like eventually push into Rumble and make her lose a lot of XP. So this was needed. So she currently has the Heartbound Axe and she has the Sheen. Now especially Sheen in the new season is pretty broken, not gonna lie. You don't need to spend that much, especially on Fiora, like you Q all the time is very useful. Okay, so guys, like always, if you go back to lane, you have to gold for it. Always make sure you actually buy like a contra ward, especially if you're playing top lane, it's pretty important. Now there's currently a massive fight around bot lane, but Fiora does not have the TP. Rumble actually decides to TP down there, so Fiora gets a free push. This is really good. Now she can also get the platings as well, which is going to give her an advantage. So she currently has about 1 kill already. Considering this is a pretty bad matchup for Fiora in the early game, she does keep up very well. Especially now that she gets the platings, that's going to make her... that's going to give her the potential, like, coming back in the game a lot faster, being able to, like, get the power spike so that she can 1v1 Rumble soon. Fiora is kind of like a champion in certain situations, like in certain matchups. It's Fiora can, she can like snowball quite easily, right? She has a lot of easy matchups. She also has like pretty hard matchups such as this one, which you just have to understand like how to play it when the power spike is. Now he also bought a Kino Gem. I always recommend to get a Kino Gem eventually, guys, if you're getting a Trinity Force and everything. It allows to get, like, it gives you HP, but most importantly, the ability haste is what matters the most here. She gets around a point in the game right now where she gets to 1v1 Rumble. Oh, the Joner coming in. Is very much well aware of the Joner coming in here. Makes it insanely well play, guys. Look at that. Immediately using the ultimate on their Joner. The mid laner is coming in as well, helping out. Look at that flash with the auto knee. Like, one of the most important things about Fiora, this really comes down to like mechanically being really good. Keep in mind that if you're actually auto attacking, you can use your E to also like use everything a lot faster, being able to like auto and then cancel that using E. Keep that in mind, guys. You can also auto into Q just to make your trading, going all in, make everything like a lot more efficient. Look at the kind of way how Fiora is like pushing this down. This is mainly because Graves is currently taking down the Herald. If Fiora is actually pushing down the entire lane, she can set this up for like an entire dive for the jungler because he currently took the Herald. Look at this. Unfortunately, does not get... Okay, there it is. Even if they weren't able to dive under the turret, like Graves could still walk in, spawn the Herald, and then get the turret afterwards. This is just a very clean gameplay by this Fiora player. Mainly comes down to like understanding when the power spike is. This guy takes the power spike extremely seriously. Like in the early game, he played like as safe as he possibly could, while still playing pretty aggressive through trade. Generally, his playstyle was very safe. Onto the point now where he got his items and everything. Does a TP in bot lane with a Trinity Force, including the Tiamat. Look at the way how he's trying to like get a catch right here at this point. He nearly got another catch again, but they group for it. Gets a catch on these guys. Also has like an assist from taking down that guy. It's for the best if he goes back top lane right now, pushing down the entire wave at least until like the tower for, you know, the tier 2 tower. Pushing it down like all the way. Currently does not have the TP up, so she will have to push down the lane and eventually rotate towards the dragon. The dragon is spawning in about a minute. So it would be great if he pushes down this lane right now and then resets and then go dragon right after. Pushes down the next wave, most likely. Look at that. She has to rotate towards the dragon soon. They're all grouping for it. Rumble's teleport's currently down as well, so if he farms over here, then that's pretty good, because the team will force like a 4 against 4. Look at the way how Fiora was also walking down inside the jungle to see if there was like any jungle camps. The fact that like now this is kind of bad, right? Like Fiora got catch right here, she got caught in the process. Like a random Draven player came top lane to gank her, right? Now honestly, this is not even that kind of bad, because while this is happening, Draven came top to gank that guy, but at the same time, Fiora's team is now in a 4 against 3 situation, right? They're winning this. They're also winning the dragon. So it was kind of unusual to see like a Draven top. I think this is also why Fiora has accidentally got caught into it. It's just very strange the way how that went. Like a random Draven just got on top lane. The thing is like the entire team just got like won the fight there. They got the dragon as well. So technically speaking, despite Fiora making such a tiny mistake, it was still definitely worth it. Would have been better though if she was able to survive. She gets another catch. Once again, her damage is absolutely crazy, man. Fiora in Season 11 is just broken. It's just really, really broken. The new Trinity Force is like... It's such a good item for Fiora, honestly. It's such a good item. Gets the turret here as well. Like, instead of going top lane and, you know, farming out there, she just goes mid, gets a catch, gets a turret. She's like a fighting in top lane, so she wanted to group up for it, but then ends up like staying in mid lane so she could take this wave here as well. If she takes this wave, she can also directly go bottom after. Look at this. Immediately pushing in again. Working on getting the next turret afterwards. If I was Fiora though, I would actually go bot lane at this point and try and stop that Victor from pushing though. She managed to get like a turret all by her own using the Trinity Force. Look at how fast she can actually take down turrets, guys. And look at her Q damage, it's just insane. She can now go, but like, she can take jungle camps. She can steal like literally everything right now, rotate everything, go bot lane and take it all the, you know, taking the kill there as well. There should be someone here. Look at how she's trying to like hit the Qs. This is all like, she's mechanically a pretty good player with Fiora. This is just, you know, this is the kind of way how you want to like play this champion. This is the kind of way like what it looks like when you master this champion, guys. Now gets the Hydra here as well. So she currently has the Trinity Force. She has the Hydra. She is now also moving up to the next item. Now there are a bunch of situational items, and what I mean with this is you could build rather like tanky items. You could, for instance, if the enemy team's like completely full AD, you could even build like a super tanky item such as like Renowin's Omen. You could even build Dorma if you want to. But you could also like look into items such as Stark's Gauge, right? So if the enemy team has like a bunch of like all in, and they're completely really strong, you could go like Trinity Force into Hydra, into Stark's Gauge, and then into a Guardian's Angel. You kind of want to build Fiora in a, like after these two items, you kind of want to build her into like a tanky kind of way how that she can survive the upcoming team fights, right? Because the meta is currently like based around all ins, but also being like really tanky. So you want to build towards that. You want to adapt the game a little bit. You don't really want to build the same thing every game. You kind of want to understand like what items, such as like Stark's Gauge, Renowin, Stormmail, or even Guardian's Angel. I mean, Guardian's Angel and even Dormail. So once again, like the items are, this is pretty much the core build. You want to go for this pretty much every game. But anything that comes afterwards, it needs to be something such as a Stark's Gauge or Guardian's Angel. These two items that I just mentioned now, they're typically very good for almost every game though. Nearly takes down the Draven here as well. They could stay and turn the entire fight around right now. They're strong enough for that. Look at the flash Q from Fiora. Q's in, autos, presses E right after. So she just did like 3 damage like sources, right? Q, auto, E, into hitting the other E. It's just an extremely like broken way of like trading with your opponent. It's like an extremely efficient way. Anyways, guys, this is pretty much how you want to play Fiora in top lane in Season 11. This game was being played by a really good player, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out my stream. If you want to see like challenge gameplay from me, I'm streaming like 6 times a week, so don't forget to check that out, guys. But anyway, hey, thank you for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys up in the next one. Peace.